Now, most people think the bomb that hits in the intro of Fallout 4 hit in the glowing sea. I wanted to see exactly where that bomb hit. It turns out that the answer is a lot stranger than I thought it was going to be. So, of course, I started with the glowing sea, just taking a look at the map, seeing where it was, seeing where the big crater is, where all the followers of Adam are based out of there, and just working from there on, right? The major issue is overlaying the intro when you're first going down in Vault 111 over top of when you come out of Vault 111, automatically knowing where the glowing sea is and where that crater is. It's not in the right location, right? The mushroom cloud we see at the beginning of the game is more to the southeast of where the glowing sea is. The glowing sea is at the very western edge of the map, very western southwest edge of the map. But from where you are up in the northwest, it would be further to the west, right? So the crater in the glowing sea is not the crater from the bomb that went off in the beginning of Fallout 4. So I overlaid the beginning again, a still frame of when the bomb goes off. I focused my camera directly on the water tower and used that as a reference point for when I came out of the vault. So when I came out of the vault, I automatically focused on that water tower without moving, and I was able to get almost a 1-to-1 exactly where I was pre-war. Overlaid the pre-war one with the post-war one, and I could see exactly where that mushroom cloud was. So, in this video, we're going to head in that direction and see if we can find the crater from the nuke that went off in the beginning of Fallout 4. So, I pointed myself in the dead direction of where the mushroom cloud was, and I set off. I walked in nothing but that direction for almost as long as I could. By the by, this direction on the map, really weird. No one ever travels it, and I guess for good reason, because there's pretty much nothing. There's a couple of roads and stuff that you'll intercross, but that's it. That's it. I'm pretty much there until Quincy. Once I got to almost Quincy, I stopped and I was like, okay, this is getting weird. So I stopped, looked at the map, turned around, and went towards some places that looked like crater sites on the map. Looked at one. It was just a dumping site. More to the point, pre-war, it would have been like a rain runoff collection system, right? Just someplace the water could dump out where it's not going to impact any land or anything, or erode too much. Like those big culvert pipes you see under highway roads and whatnot. Just a place to be able to move water from point A to point B without impacting the road. Post-war, it was used as a dumping site, right? Little side note and tangent. If you've ever wondered why in Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout 4, this might even be the case in Fallout 76, I haven't really played that game much, why there's just random toxic waste and nuclear waste barrels lying around in ditches and whatnot, that wasn't a pre-war thing, right? Some places are pre-war dumping sites, like under Red Rocket, but most of the time you find barrels and stuff like that, they are post-war cleanup site, right? In the world of Fallout, just like in our real world, if a nuclear war happened, New York City, Washington, D.C., L.A., maybe Boston, would be completely fucking wiped out. But the smaller towns outside of those areas would probably be fine. I'm talking towns with not strategic target type towns. So they'll mostly be fine. Their governments and stuff will mostly be fine. They might still have power, dependent on if they can produce their own power or not. I know some places still use coal for power, which is interesting, especially along the East Coast, because there's a lot of coal along the East Coast. But yeah, it would have been cleaning up the radiation and cleaning up the fallout, which fallout is the fissile material that is unburnt, thrown into the air, mixes with the ash cloud, really. Comes down as black rain later on. Contaminates the surface, the first 3 to 6 inches. And yeah, you scrape that off and you got good usable farmland and stuff under it. The radiation in Fallout's more of a mutagenic thing than actual radiation. It's a weird thing. So most of the barrels you find just lying around in a ditch somewhere is post-war cleanup. right? Like the people of a town or the people of a farm gathered all of this material into containers and just dumped it somewhere else. That's it. That's how that goes. And if you're wondering why water is still radioactive, even though like it shouldn't be, radiation storms aside, which are just weird, since fallout comes down as rain, it gets into the water system, but it doesn't contaminate the water directly. It lays in the silt, in the mud, in the bottom of like rivers and lakes and even the ocean. And it will mostly be fine once settled. It's just once it's jostled, it contaminates the area again until it settles again. So like a flood or the loam or stuff like that happens yearly or somewhat regularly could recontaminate the land. Although eventually the water cycle doing its thing enough and people cleaning up enough, the things would somewhat clear up in an area, but we don't really know, right? We don't really know. We haven't really bombed anything to hell and back, and not worked to fix it, so to speak. So that's why there's so many dumping areas in Fallout. Tangent aside, first place we come across is pretty much just a dumping area. Like I said, little culvert pipe, dumping area. Nothing too significant or out there. I head further up north to one of the ones that I passed, bigger than the one I just checked out. And it was mostly just a small pond. Either a small pond or maybe the font of a newly started spring. Fonts for springs and whatnot are weird because they try to always run from the same place. But if the font of the spring gets crushed for any reason, it can literally just build up pressure there until it finds a different way to come out of the ground. So, some of these areas could have been building pressure for hundreds of years after the bombs fell and just are starting new fonts somewhere else. So that's why you can randomly come across bits of water in the wasteland that make no sense on why they're there. And that was this one. So I was like, okay, one more area on the map I know of in line with where this bomb went off. So I'm gonna head there. I pretty much know what this place is already, but it's in line with it. Let's go check it out. And that's the reservoir. The vault sits next to it. Everyone knows it. Vault 88, I think it is. It's next to it. You go there, and it's a pre-war reservoir, so that's not it, which is always fun. I was like, okay, well, this one's not it. I do know of a crater site, specifically referred to as a crater site on the map, not too far from the reservoir, so let's go check that out. So I head over to the crater, start looking around in it, glowing water in the bottom of it, the Cambridge crater, if you're wondering. Glowing water in the bottom of it, ghouls and stuff living in it, feeding off of the radiation, destroyed houses and the like. But nah, this ain't it. This ain't it. Not where it should be. Just, it's not it. So I figure, okay, well, maybe it's down by Quincy, right? Maybe it's down by Quincy. So turn around, start heading back toward Quincy. If you don't know, the area surrounding Quincy is like nothing but marshland in Fallout 4. So I was like, okay, well, let's just meander around here for a while, see if we can find, the detonation site of a nuclear weapon out this way. Maybe it's why it's all marshland now. Who knows? So I start looking around. I go through Quincy. I go through like Jamaica Plain. I go through a bunch of the area there, and yeah, no. From there to the edge of the map, there's no detonation site. It's all pre-war stuff for the most part, and that's it. So I stopped down by Quincy, right at the edge of the map. Well, I went to the edge of the map actually, and beyond the edge of the map using free cam, and there's just nothing. Right? There's nothing at all there to show a big nuclear detonation. So I start thinking and wondering, and come to a weird realization here. There's no crater. There's no impact site at all. There's no blasted down trees. There's no significant destruction that you would figure from a ground burst nuclear weapon. Now, mind you, in the world of Fallout, we only see a gamified version of reality, right? The issue of scale is a huge thing when it comes to Bethesda games. Like, Diamond City is supposed to have like almost 1,000 people living in it in lore, but in Fallout you get like 60 people living in it. So the overall scale is off, and in lore, we know that most of the nuclear detonations that hit Boston were airbursts, as in they exploded on the ground, then send the fireball to the ground in a very large area of effect. Now, ground bursts, the ones we know, ones that were like tested back in the day, that you see the old black and white footage of, those are ground bursts. They hit the ground, they explode, a bunch of the material there gets thrown up into the air, hundreds of thousands of tons, if memory serves me correctly, and it creates a mushroom cloud. That's the only way you can get a mushroom cloud, mind you, is a ground burst. Air burst, on the other hand, if they're high enough up, they can just push trees and stuff over in a circular pattern, right? None of that either in this area anyway. Nothing around Quincy, nothing in the marshlands, nothing by Murkwater Construction, nothing to indicate that this bomb went off anywhere near here. Which means that the bomb we see go off in the beginning of Fallout 4 didn't actually hit anything. I mean, it did hit something. It just, there's no crater site that exists in Fallout 4 for that bomb. Now, we're going to step back out of game lore for a little bit. Concord, where Sanctuary Hills is, to Diamond City, Fenway, is like between 20 and 30 miles, depending on what overall, road you take. So it's quite a distance away from, the area that you see, well, that you're pretty much standing on top of when the bomb goes off. That's 20 to 30 miles away, and you see a mushroom cloud that reaches high into the sky with a blast wave that hits you 3 or 4 seconds later. Right? A bomb that size going off in real life most likely would have leveled most of Boston and turned the rest of it into just fragments of buildings, right? So we're just going to call the one that goes off in the beginning of Fallout 4 a ghost nuke or a phantom nuke. The phantom nuke, if you will. Because there's no crater site, there's no impact site, there's nothing for that nuke. But we do know of one significant crater site, and you know what? We're gonna go back to that. Why not? We'll talk about that place too. The Cambridge crater, right? A lot of people think this is the actual location where the bomb hit in the beginning of Fallout 4. It's not. I glossed over it a little bit a while ago, but it's too far east of where the bomb went off, right? Again, took screenshots from before, well, I took an entire video of before the bombs fell compared to when you come out of the vault directly after, well, not directly after, but, when you wake up, you come out of the vault. Before I went down into the vault, lined my camera up with the water tower off in the distance to be a signifier on where to look when I came out of it. Didn't move when I came out of the vault, looked directly at it, had a 1-to-1 overlay with where the bombs went off. The electrical pylons off in the distance, one of which is, I think the Abernathy farm is built under it. The nuclear impact is almost completely dead in line with that electrical pylon from where you're standing. The Cambridge crater is almost directly in line with the water tower, and that is a significant distance. It's like where the microphone is right here, right? Compared to where my hand is pointing. It is a significant distance away. So the Cambridge crater ain't it. So what is the Cambridge crater? Well, go and take a look-see at it, and it's a weird place, right? It's a weird place here. And it's weird because it's a radioactive crater, so you automatically assume it's a nuclear impact crater. And it is. It is most likely a nuclear impact crater, but not in the way you think, right? When you think nuclear impact crater, you think bomb hitting, bomb going off, destroying everything in the area, and that's it. No. Nuclear weapons actually have two charges in them. First one, we all know about. It's the nuclear payload itself being set off and creating a nuclear explosion. The second one is actually a safety, right? Let's say a bomb gets launched and it's not supposed to be. There's a safety to disarm it mid-flight. That's just to blow it up with a conventional explosive. And this conventional explosive will scatter the nuclear material, of course, but it won't be a nuclear explosion. Think hand grenade versus, a nuke, right? So, what I think happened was a nuclear weapon, probably the same style of one that we find in Megaton, was probably accidentally dropped from a plane. We find planes all over the place in Fallout 4. One of them, military-style one, probably could have been carrying this from our side and accidentally dropped it. Well, accidentally drop a nuke on your own city, you don't want it sitting there for too long, and you don't want it accidentally going off, so lesser of two evils here, you hit the safety button, and you level the nuke. The nuke goes off, the explosion goes off, destroys the nuclear weapon, will create a hell of a crater there, and then everything just kind of falls in on itself, right? Because a nuke, as we've seen from the old footage and whatnot, massive shockwave, blows everything over all around it, but the Cambridge crater has everything falling into it. We find bits and pieces of the houses having fallen into the crater. The special chest here that you can find is in part of a broken house. Everything else around it, also fine, which wouldn't have been if it was an actual nuclear payload that went off. But since the water is glowing and radioactive, most likely a bunch of unburnt fissile material or nuclear material, whatever you want to call it, still in the ground there and still in the area there, which is what draws the ghouls in. And it's even said to have made the ghouls go mad there, so that could be an interesting thing. Unburnt nuclear material the way it is, interacting with ghouls in a weird way. Just some food for thought, if you will. Anyway, that's about the end of the video and what I found. If you actually found an impact crater somewhere that would match the description of from Vault 101 down through Quincy, let me know, because I'd like to find it too. But that's pretty much it for today. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If this is your first or second time here, hope you enjoyed your stay. If this is your third time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can stay updated on when I post. We also have memberships, $1 a month. You get members-only videos. I got a bunch of them. For $2 a month, you get early access to every video I release. Anything beyond that is name and credits and whatnot, or shoutouts. We also have a Discord floating around somewhere. You can come yell at me if you want to. Say hi. And that's about it. A little aside here before I fully end. If you're wondering why last week's video was, a compilation of shorts, and why there was no stream or challenge run video released last Thursday. Well, not last Thursday, Thursday before. It's because I had a tree fall on my house. It tore a hole in the roof, cracked some beams, fucked up the floor, tore a wall off of one of the fucking sides of the kitchen. It's been slow going, but you know how it is. You can check out the last video for a couple of photos that hopefully don't dox me. But yeah, no. Again, thanks for watching. Means a lot. I'm going to turn my fan back on. You might have heard it in the beginning. Forgot to turn it off. And start editing this so it can be done in time. Goodbye.